Cool. So yeah, we're gonna have a small workshop. And first, I just wanted to kind of test the thing and see have you tried Cabal before? Make it interactive. Oh, we've got some results in. Oh, we have some people who haven't tried Cabal before. Cool. Nice. And one last poll, just because, yeah, why not just play around with this? Do you even know what Cabal is? Cool. So we have some people who don't know what Cabal is. So let's have a bit of a quick intro then. So Cabal is basically a peer-to-peer group chat. So it's kind of like IRC, except, yeah, I mean, it works without servers, and it's way easier to kind of get started with. And most importantly, you have backlog when you join. And it's also like Slack, except, yeah, you have free history. So if you have installed a client, you might be sitting with either this one or just like a terminal client. And let's all try to kind of join the Cabal that Kira posted in the chat. So let me just paste it. Oh my God. That's not the right one. That's my notes. But you can look at those too. There are some links in there. But let's try to join that. Kind of just to get started with how you can join things. I think there might be a bug in desktop. Well, that's joining there. You can join via the terminal client as well. So this is what the terminal client looks like. We already have a few people in here, and when we go to the default channel, we can see that people are here chatting, which is great. So, I mean, it's really easy to get started with Cabal. If you wanted to kind of create a new Cabal, you could just do like this instead, new. And you get this kind of Cabal URI that we've kind of been talking about previously, of like hyper URIs and the previous stat URIs. And this is completely private. Nobody knows about your group chat until you just share it with them, like Kira did in the chat. But let's kind of go back to the other one. So we can see that we have a thing here at the top, and it's an admin key. And basically what this says is that my view will be filtered according to the admin that I've set here. And in this case, it's just me. But if I, for example, didn't want to see this troll boy here, I could just hide them. So now the troll boy has disappeared. And we can unhide it as well. Because Cabal has kind of a subjective moderation system. And what we mean by that is that everyone who comes into a chat is their own admin. So if you're using a client like Frando, Kuba, Lejeune Renard, you all have kind of this symbol here that symbolizes that you're an admin. And we have basically two levels of roles for admins, for a subjective moderation system. We have admins, and we have moderators. And moderators have the power of being able to hide and unhide these kind of peers that are troublesome. I mean, you might just hide some because you think they're annoying, or you might hide someone because they're being disruptive, like the troll boy here. And we have administrator as well as admins. And admins can do the same thing, but they can also add new admins or moderators. So we kind of get this transitive system in that case. So you can kind of apply someone as an admin. Yeah, so Frando just applied me as an admin. So if I hide the troll boy here, that should be hidden for Frando as well. So if I make instead Nick Warner a moderator, then if Nick Warner hides someone in here, we'll see that be applied, hopefully. I mean, this is a live demo. You never know what happens. And furthermore, we can also see that the troll boy has been kind of demoted here to the bottom. And this is kind of a work in progress system still. We have the basics done, but we want to do more things like, for example, make it so that this person can't actually change their name while still having it being identifiable. Like these hash names aren't really that useful to kind of know who was hidden and was it by mistake. But also showing the full name is kind of an abuse vector that kind of sucks. Like a troll that's hidden could still change your name to something obscene. Let's see. I don't have Nick hiding anyone. Yeah. Okay. So Nick just hid Frando, and I'm like, wait a minute. That wasn't really cool. So I'm gonna unhide Frando. So in that case, like it was kind of by mistake, or he was, oops. Nick was being kind of jokey. So I can just like remove Nick as a moderator, but anyone else who has Nick as a moderator and kind of agrees with their with Nick's like judgment call of Frando being a troll, can just keep having Nick as a troll, even if I disagree with him. So it kind of creates this more human, more messy system of where people can kind of know who you're similar to in respect to like which kind of moderation attitude or style someone has. Like I know, for example, my friends on Skullbutt, I know who would kind of blocks in the same manner that I do, and I know who doesn't. So it kind of, you can kind of align with the people that you know will block in your way. And in the same way that people can kind of identify with you. And importantly, like this kind of system allows people to kind of protect each other. Like, for example, when I see that maybe Trollboy's writing tons of stuff to Substack, for example, and Substack's not online, well, I mean, I can kind of process those mean remarks more easily. Like, I don't take it personally, even if I get upset about it. So I can hide it before Substack even sees something, in the case that Substack has me as a moderator, which is a kind of really nice aspect to this system. Like, for example, I see on Twitter a lot people posting just like really mean comments or just bad questions to really cool people that I follow. And in those cases, I kind of just want to hide these questions so that they don't have to kind of take this kind of bullshit. And this kind of subjective system where your friends help you moderate and you moderate for them kind of allows that. Do we have anything else we want to kind of go through, Nick? Sorry for hogging the air.
No, you're nailing it. Do you want to show the desktop real quick?
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry. So here's desktop.
Do you want to show the reasons as well?
Huh? Sorry, what was the question?
Oh, do you want to show reasons for mod operations?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So, for example, I can do like this. I can do like mod Kira bestest friend. And we can see here that I added Kira as a mod, and the reason is, well, because it's a friend. And if I hid someone, like hide, for example, let's see, desktop, just rando, you can kind of see like why an action was performed. And in desktop, we have a kind of more UI-based interface. So in this case, I can add Frando as a moderator just by clicking his name. I can see which, okay, hello Java. No, I'm cool, I'm cool. And I added Frando there. And furthermore, we can kind of see that this is Frando's complete key that identifies him and his append-only log. Also in, yeah, so the hidden person doesn't know that they're hidden either. And kind of, there's an interesting attack with this kind of system where anyone can kind of be named as anyone, where I can just say, well, I'm actually Nick Warner now. So if I'm like, I am being silly, and someone tries to hide me, they might accidentally hide Nick Warner. How do you kind of definitively hide someone? Well, we have this mode. Let's see, I'm on my Mac now. Not sure which the hotkey would be. Does this work? No, it should be IDs. Yeah, where we can kind of operate on suffixes. And ironically, it's not working for Nick Warner for some reason. That's very interesting. Maybe there's a bug. But anyway, the idea remains where you can kind of, instead of just writing U1, for example, I can write U1.B3EF. And this is unambiguously defined. So if there's someone who has B3EF as their first 4 starting kind of hex characters, then this will expand until it's unambiguous. So maybe 5 characters or 6 characters. And this should work. So if I do U1.B3EF, yeah, I added U1 as a mod. So in this case, it's way more easier to kind of operate, like do moderation actions without kind of like accidentally hiding your best friend when a troll's kind of impersonating them, which is really cool. And we also have the colors to kind of help. And in desktop, we also have these kind of generated avatars, which are unique. Yeah, so desktop hasn't implemented suffixes, but in the desktop's case, you can kind of just like click on people. In the terminal client, well, I mean, yeah, we don't really have clicking here. Let's see if there are any questions in the chat. I'm kind of scared what's going to happen though when I go here. So, yeah, maybe Nick, if you read the questions instead. I'm not sure if this is going to wreck my computer. Probably not.
Sure. I don't see any questions yet, but send them in if you have them.
Anything else that people want to kind of see? We have some caveats also with the current behavior. How does this compare to Aether? That's interesting. Well, I mean, for one, Aether is kind of more of a Reddit kind of focused interface, and I think that really flavors interactions quite a bit compared to this more group focused and channel focused interface. And also, Aether has some kind of proof of work stuff in, like, there's a lot of technical details that are really different with Aether and Cabal. Yeah, and Carissa just linked this really good issue. Have you considered adding this group moderation system into existing systems like email? Well, not email in particular, but I just finished my thesis on something called TrustNet, which is kind of developed to be kind of easier to integrate wholesale. And one of my plans is to integrate into Secure Scuttlebutt. So it will be kind of the similar system that we have here in Cabal, even though the implementation is actually different. The implementation in Cabal uses something called Materialized Group Auth, which Substack had started on since last May. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to kind of consider how we can have these kind of trust-based overlays into existing systems and just perform filtering, even if like the underlying system doesn't allow for it. Like you could have a Twitter, like a browser add-on that filters Twitter based on your trusted friends. Let's see what people are chatting. Yeah, so we have some stuff that's kind of in progress where if 2 people perform an action and I both have them as moderators, then the one who performed the action with a later timestamp wins. And also interestingly is that when I add someone as a moderator, I don't inherit the actions that they performed historically. Rather, it's saying that from this point on, you're now a moderator. And that can kind of be discussed, like what's the appropriate kind of behavior to have there. And so you can kind of think of this like moderator status as long as for the entire duration that you've been a moderator, all of those actions will apply. So if I remove someone as a moderator, I will still keep all of the actions that they performed, which can kind of be unintuitive for some people and it might be intuitive for others. Yeah, and how do you scroll? Yeah, function up and function down. Up. And we were recently kind of considering, just based on experimenting with the system in the public Cabal recently, that there should be a third kind of mode, which is like a super user or a root or whatever, where all the actions that you perform kind of can't be reversed by someone else. Like if I add someone as an admin, someone else can't remove that admin for me. But if someone I have as an admin adds someone else as an admin, then that's something I haven't really made a decision on. So we'll see how that develops. Yeah, so it looks like people are having fun. Let's see. We have some commands here that you can kind of see which actions have occurred for the people that you have as moderators. So if I add mod OK. Oh yeah, I'm Nick Warren. This is really confusing. I should just be myself instead. Cool. You can see here. And if you want to know if someone, like how someone has acted previously, you can kind of do an inspect command at the moment. So I can see for Frando, well, he added me as a moderator, and that's all he's done. Which can be discussed if that's good or not. Like regardless, the information is like on your disk. But should other people be able to inspect others and how they've acted? It's for the moment, yeah, you can. Maybe we will remove it if people feel really uncomfortable with it. You can also see like which are your applied roles, which in my case I have myself as an admin, I have Kira as a moderator, OK as a moderator, and Johan as a moderator. And if you want to know some more stuff about moderation in the CLI at least, you can spell it correctly and then do /help moderation. And we have tons of stuff here. I think it's actually listing way too much though. So that's a bug. Wait, is it just moderation? Yeah, it's just moderation. So this is kind of a basic tutorial as well. Cool. Anything else you want to add, Nick?
We could talk about DNS short names, maybe.
Oh yeah, do you want to go ahead?
Sure. So there's a cool feature, especially when you're trying to share your link out to your friends. If you have a lot of friends and you want to make it very easy to have them join your Cabal, you can set up a DNS short name. And I'm not sure if we have a way to really show that right now, but anyway, what that means is you can take your Cabal key and you can add it in your DNS records for a domain name, and then you can pass around a domain name to your friends, and that they can drop that right into any of the clients, and it'll figure it out how to grab that key and then load up the Cabal.
Yeah. So how you do that like most easily is you just have like a well-known folder in your WebDir, and in there you add a file called Cabal. And as the first line, you just add the Cabal key, and as the second line, you just add like a TTL, and I think that's in seconds, which is like what's the expiry time. And this is all based on .dns, which is the .dns module, which is what that used previously, and which Cabal just reuses now. So for example, this is on cabal-club.github.io, which we also have alias to cabal.chat. So we can do stuff like Cabal, I'm just going to do temporary here, cabal.chat, for example. And that will go to cabal.chat, and it will get this short named address there and join it. And now it's going to stream a ton of messages because we have a really active kind of community here. Let's see if it just breaks instead, because it's like a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to break my computer because I have way too much stuff running right now, I think. So that's really nice. And I mean, Cabal also has like, the CLI has tons of other features, like this thing that we created here. While we still have some time, you can create an alias. So you just do like, which is a local name just like, so you don't have to like keep remembering the key all the time. So you can just do friends like this, and it joins the same one as previously, which is really nifty. And you can list your aliases as well. Yes, I have tons of stuff here. Oops. Maybe there was some private stuff. I think all of those are kind of dead though, because they just sit on my other computer. Let's go in friends. So that's that. We also have a really cool zine that we could show that Substack made during the Mozilla sprint. And I'll share it in the chat, which is printable as well. But it's really cool. So Cabal is chat with friends without a server, online and offline, without asking for permission. It has this really nice graphics. It's all made in SVGs. So yeah, that's a really nice read. It seems like people are answering questions here, which is really nice. And Don was asking if we have been working on private messages or encrypted messages. And we have, and we have a pull request. And that's been going kind of nice. And it'll be really cool to kind of replace other chat like back channels with just Cabal for stuff. And yeah, we also have like another like really old PR that Nick made for the picture stuff. Do you have any comments on
that? Yeah, so I guess it was like last year. I started hacking together, basically like file sharing using DAT. But it was more of a hack of anything. So we were able to get pictures going in like at least the desktop. And you could drag and drop a picture into the desktop client, and it would instantly, you would see it instantly, and then that would then send a Cabal message out to everyone else, and then they would then sync with that, and then they would see the image. So, it still needs a lot of love, and we need to kind of figure out the right way to do that. But eventually we'll have like file sharing and images. Yeah, threads. That's something that we've talked about doing. We'll have to figure out how to do that on the CLI.
I totally just realized I was muted. Professional speaker here, everybody. Has anyone experienced using Cabal in company networks or similar? Like recently, with the Hyperswarm stuff that Macintosh and the other people at Hyperdivision have been working on, it's been really, really good at just like getting through regardless of networks. So you might be like lucky now, because previously we had some issues connecting for various reasons. But like the recent changes have been really stable in my experience.
Yeah, it's been amazing, really. Like everywhere I go, any kind of network, it's worked. I haven't been in a really strict like corporate network, but might work there.
Yeah, and like one last thing is like if you use Cabal Desktop and you want to create a Cabal, you just start it and you press the button and hopefully it works. Yep. And you get this kind of nice randomized name here, which is kind of fun. And we also, Nick, I should say, has broken out most of the Cabal Desktop parts into a separate set of code, basically, so that it's reusable for a web client that's a work in progress. So we kind of hope to have that up and running in some form before Christmas would be really nice. And if there are any combos, that would probably go even faster.
There's a question about the admin key in the URL.
Oh yeah, so there's like a problem called like the welcome to hell problem with these kind of systems, which is like, okay, great, you have lots of backlog, and the people who exist like and are chatting a lot, they've kind of like adapted to the system and they've hidden all the bad people, like the people who are spamming or trolls or whatever. But if you're a new person and you join, well, you don't have anything applied usually. So what we've done in Cabal is we have this admin thing that I kind of mentioned previously. In the case where it's just set to my own, it's not that interesting. But for example, I could set it to like, let's see who has done some actions. Yeah, I could just like set it to Substacks, for example. So if I join via this, and we pretend that's Substacks, then I will apply Substack as an admin, and all of his administration actions will be applied on my feed, the chat log, which means that I won't have to see any trolls, even if I'm getting started from the beginning, which is really cool. And you can also stuff these in to the short name, and you can also concatenate them with like mod stuff. So another one, like another key and then another key if you wanted to, which kind of prevents from just like having a singular mod that's like defined in the DNS short name that everyone uses, which is really nifty. Thanks for the question. I think we kind of are running out of time now. But yeah, use cases. I just want to like coordinate with communities that I exist in over more like both easier and resilient means. So I want things that can work offline, which Cabal can. And I want things that could work regionally if, as in like Karachi, like big ass internet cables just like get wrecked by hurricanes, then regional networks still work. So getting Cabal to a state where it can work on regional networks, where you can just like add specific IP addresses as bootstrap addresses for your DHT, that would be really cool. So yeah, just like being able to, I mean, the Cabal community and the Cabal devs all kind of just like collaborate over Cabal now. So it's kind of self-hosted in that sense. Yeah, we have a bot client there, and we have some other stuff that Tim Gerler made, which I actually was playing with earlier today. Cabal bot core, and I'm gonna put up a PR which fixes some stuff there. And he has another one called Cabal bot pipeline. So earlier today I was actually making a kind of gambling bot that I'm gonna add to the public Cabal. And are there any plans to create something like identities where the same users are mobile and desktop? Like not really any strong plans at the moment. I know that my friend Cade was interested in talking about decentralized identities, but really for the moment you can just like set your own nickname on multiple devices, and if there are imposters, well, as long as you're just in a chat with your friends, you can kind of identify them and hide them. And then when we get in blocking that Substack has, you can also remove them from even being able to see your messages or hosting them. So cool bots are definitely okay on Cabal.